Hey runners, my name's Kaileigh. Welcome to Yoga Flow. This 30-minute class will incorporate some movement and some breath work. Over here I have Sarah, and over here I have Ashley, and they'll be helping me out. So if any point during this flow that you want to see a regression, you can follow Sarah. If at any point you need some progressions, you can follow myself or Ashley. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll begin in a comfortable seated position. So take a second here to rock back and forth, really just getting grounded, feeling the connection between your sit bones and the earth, placing the palms on the knees here, and closing the eyes, beginning to become aware of the breath. Take a big inhale, and exhale, sigh it all out. One more time, take an inhale, filling up the lungs. And exhaling, emptying the lungs out completely. We'll take one more big inhale here. And exhale, releasing everything out. We'll begin by taking the head over to the right side, beginning with some gentle neck rolls here. Going slowly so that we don't injure the neck here. We're just beginning to warm up the body. And then slowly we'll switch directions, this time taking the head towards the left. And then let the head come to a neutral position. Begin to roll the shoulders back. Feeling them shrugging up towards the ears and then rolling down the back. And then beginning to take the shoulders forward. Just rolling them out, warming them up. And let the shoulders come to neutral. Take the wrist, we'll begin to roll them out. Warming up the body here. And then take them inwards. And release the hands, shake them out. We'll take the legs out in front of us, stretching them out here. Shake the legs out, keeping a slight bend in the back of the knees so we don't overextend them. And we'll begin to lean back. You can place your palms behind you. We'll take both feet flat on the floor. Knees will come up to the ceiling. Take the right ankle across the left knee here for a figure 4 position. This can already be starting to open up the hips here, so feel free to stay here or begin to walk the left toes in towards the body. The closer in towards the body, the more of a hip opening stretch that you'll get. And if you need more, maybe you can even begin to float the left toes up. Take a big inhale, roll the shoulders back, spread the collarbones. And as you exhale, come forward, release the cross of the legs. And we'll take that figure 4 on the other side, so taking the left ankle across the right knee here. Staying here or beginning to walk the toes in towards the body as much as you need. Maybe even floating those toes off the ground here. Once again, take an inhale, rolling the shoulders back, spreading the collarbones. And as you exhale, come forward, release the cross of the legs here. We're going to come back into a comfortable seated position here. And we'll take eagle arms. So take an inhale, start by spreading your arms out into cactus arms here. And then we'll take the right arm underneath the left, place both palms on top of the shoulders. This can already be starting to open up the shoulders here, so feel free to stay here. Or if you need more, you can take the backs of the palms together, or even the fronts of the palms together. Wherever you are, lift the elbows in line with the shoulders. Take the hands away from the face. Inhale, see if you can lift the arms a little bit higher. And exhale, release the arms, shake them out. We'll take it on the opposite side, so bring the arms back into cactus arms here. This time taking the left arm underneath the right arm, placing the palms on the shoulders. Staying here or maybe lifting the palms, backs of palms together or fronts of palms together. Raise the elbows in line with the shoulders, taking the hands away from the face. Inhale to see if you can raise them a little, maybe looking up at those hands. And exhale, release them out, shake them out. We're going to come into a tabletop position here, so rolling over the knees, coming onto hands and knees. The wrist should be directly underneath the shoulders. Knees will be underneath the hips. And we'll start with a few cat-cows. So inhaling, rolling the shoulders back, shining the chest forward. And exhaling, arching the back, rounding in, tucking the chin. Once again, inhale, roll the shoulders back, look up. And exhale, round the spine, look inward. We'll take a few more of these at your own pace. So matching your breath with your movement. So inhaling to look up and exhaling to round in. Take one more round. So one more time of looking up, inhaling and exhaling to look in. And then begin to come back into a neutral tabletop position. All right, and now we'll begin the yoga flow part of our workout. Tucking the toes underneath, we'll press the hips up to downward facing dog. Taking a second to pedal out the feet here, bending one knee, stretching the opposite leg out. Just pedaling back and forth, warming up the legs here. And then coming to a neutral downward dog. Take the gaze between the hands. We'll slowly walk the feet up to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift by taking the palms to the shins or to the thighs for a flat back. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. And exhale, take it right back down to forward fold. Inhale, place the palms on the mat, step the feet back, top of a push-up position here, holding it for just a second, or dropping onto the knees if you need it. Engaging the core here to help keep your spine steady. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, shift forward, lower all the way to the mat. Inhale for cobra, roll the shoulders back. And exhale, come back down to downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg to the sky, bend the knee, begin drawing circles with that knee in one direction, opening up the hip here, and taking it to the opposite direction. Inhale, stretch that leg back up to the sky and then place it back on the mat. Inhale the left leg up to the sky, bending the knee to open up the hip, drawing circles with the knee. And switching directions. Inhale that leg back up to the sky, place it down onto the mat. Taking the knees as wide as the mat, coming into child's pose. Sit the hips back on towards the ankles, stretching the palms out in front of us. Maybe taking the forehead to the mat if that's available. Remember that child's pose is our resting pose in yoga. At any point in your practice, if you need to catch your breath, take a break, you can come here until you feel you're ready to join the flow again. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, empty your lungs completely. On your next inhale, press into the palms, coming back up to tabletop position. We're going to take some crunches here. So begin to ground into the left palm, take the right hand out in front of you, take the left leg out behind you. Inhale to stretch out in either direction. And as you exhale, crunch it in, elbow to knee. Inhale to stretch it out one more time. Exhale, elbow to knee. Continuing to do these at your own breath, or for an added challenge, come into downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up to the sky. And then crunch the knee in towards the nose here. Inhale to expand. Exhale to crunch it in. Inhale to expand, exhale to crunch it in. One more time, inhale to expand, exhale, come in and then come back down onto hands and knees. Reset the spine with a cat-cow. Inhaling, looking up, shining the chest forward, and exhaling to round the spine in. Coming back to our neutral tabletop position here. This time the left hand will go out in front of us. Right leg will stamp back behind us. Inhale, expand out in either direction, and exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, expand outwards. Exhale, elbow to knee. Continue to do these at your own breath, or for an added challenge, come up into downward facing dog. Taking the right leg up to the sky, and exhaling to crunch that knee in. Inhaling to expand out. Exhaling to crunch it in. Inhaling, expand. Exhaling, crunching it in. One last time. Inhale, expand. Exhale, crunch it in. Come back down. Reset one more time with a cat-cow. And then coming once again into child's pose, taking the knees as wide as the mat, sitting back. Taking a moment to take a full round of breath here, inhaling and exhaling slowly. Take a big inhale, begin to press into the palms, coming back into tabletop. We'll tuck the toes and lift back into downward facing dog. Inhale, take the right leg up to the sky, step it through in between the hands. We're setting up for a lunge here, so take a second to take the feet a little bit wider than hip width distance. And everybody will lower onto the back knee here. Take both palms up to the thigh. Roll the shoulders back, shining the chest forward, gaze is straight ahead. And we'll begin to shift forward and rocking back and forth here, opening up the hip. Coming into neutral position here. We're going to come into crescent lunge, so we can take the palms down to the mat, either leaving the back knee on the ground, or you can lift it up here. Inhale, sweep both arms up to the sky. Maybe seeing if you can look up at the palms here. And on your next exhale, take both palms back down to the mat. Step that front foot back, optional vinyasa or straight to downward facing dog. Inhale, take the left leg to the sky. Step it through to meet the hands. Taking a second to set up our feet here. We have a nice steady base, and then lowering the back knee. Take both palms to the thigh here, rolling the shoulders back, spreading the collarbones. And begin to shift forward and back here, opening up the hips. And then coming back to neutral. We're going to come into a crescent lunge, so once again, leaving that back knee on the ground, or you can lift it up here. Take a big inhale, raise both arms up to the sky, roll the shoulders away from the ears here. Engage the core to help keep your spine straight. Take a big inhale, see if you can look up, and exhale, take both palms back down to the mat, optional vinyasa or straight to downward dog. Inhale, take the right leg up to the sky, step it through in between the hands here. I'm going to set up for crescent lunge, so if at any time you can drop the back knee here or leave it lifted for an added challenge. Inhale, sweep both arms up to the sky, and exhale, bring the palms to heart center. Take an inhale to sit up, the spine straight and tall, and then we'll begin to twist over to the right side. And then coming forward, maybe you can hook that elbow onto the knee. Grounding into both of the feet here to help keep us steady. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, plant the palms back down. Take that front foot back. optional vinyasa, or straight to downward facing dog. Look in between the palms. We'll walk the feet up to meet the hands at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep both arms up to the sky. And exhale, come back down, forward fold. Inhale, plant the palms, step the feet back, top of a push-up, holding it for a second or dropping to the knees. Take a big inhale, shift forward, lower all the way to the mat. Inhale, roll the shoulders for cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take the right leg up to the sky. We're gonna set up for pigeon here. So bring that right leg across the mat, right behind the palms here, walking that back foot out, making sure it's straight out behind us. You can stay here upright, balancing on the palms, rolling the shoulders back to shine the chest forward, gaze directly ahead. Or if you need more of a stretch, you can come onto the forearms, or even come to laying all the way on the ground. Wherever you are, return to that slow, steady inhales and exhaling completely out. Take one more full round of breath here. And after your next exhale, begin to come back up onto the palms. Pressing into the palms, tucking the back toes, seeing if you can lift that leg back up to the sky before you set it back down onto the mat. We'll take the left leg up to the sky, setting up for pigeon on this side. Bring that leg through, lay it across the mat behind the wrists, walking the back leg out, squaring the hips down towards the mat. Staying upright on the palm, gaze directly in front of you, or begin to come down onto the forearms or all the way down to the mat. Take a big inhale here. Feel your lungs expanding, filling up with new air. And as you exhale, release everything, sigh it out. Take one more full round of breath here. And after your next exhale, slowly begin to come back up onto the palms. Pressing into both palms, tucking the back toes, lifting that leg up and back, and then setting it down. Coming onto hands and knees here. We're gonna come back to sitting, so just sit over those legs here. Taking a second to feel grounded here. We're gonna set up for boat pose. So come up on your mat, making sure that you have enough room behind you to lay down. Feet are gonna be directly on the floor, knees up towards the sky. You can place the hands on the front of the shins or the back of the thigh. Roll the shoulders back, spread the collarbones here, sitting up straight. Take a big inhale, and we begin to lean the upper body forward as we walk the toes in towards the body. On your next big inhale, raise the legs up to 90 degrees. You can stay here, or if you need a break, you can alternate tapping toes down to give yourself a little bit of relief. And if you're here at 90 degrees and you need some more, maybe floating the arms out. Maybe even trying to straighten into those legs. Wherever you are, spread the collarbones. Remember to keep breathing. See if you can put a smile on your face. Take one more big inhale, and as you exhale, slowly lower all the way to the ground, coming to lay on the backs here. Place both feet directly on the ground, knees to the sky, and windshield wiper the knees back and forth here. Coming back to those long, steady inhales and exhales. And then let the knees come to neutral. We're going to come into bridge pose here. So walk the feet in closer to the body. Palms can be placed directly on the ground here. Or as we lift up, you can bring the hands together underneath the body. Wherever you are, press into the feet. Inhale to lift the hips up. Lifting the chest towards the ceiling. The chin is away from the chest here. Take a big inhale, lift up a little bit further. As you exhale, release the hands slowly, come all the way down, vertebrae by vertebrae. You can windshield wiper the knees side to side once again. And then taking the knees into the chest, tugging them in. You can rock side to side here. And then we'll take the figure four that we practiced earlier sitting, but this time reclined. So we'll take the right ankle, cross it over the left knee. You can stay here, or you can grab the back of the left thigh, pulling it in towards your body. Once again, the closer you bring it in, the more of a hip opening stretch it'll be. And wherever you are, you can continue to rock back and forth if that feels good for you. Take one more big inhale. As you exhale, release the legs, shaking them out. We'll switch over, so this time the left ankle crosses on top of the right knee. Staying here or grabbing the back of the right thigh, pulling it in towards the body. Rocking side to side if that felt good. Maintaining those long inhales and exhales that we've been finding throughout class. Take one more full round of breath here. And after your next exhale, release the cross of the legs. Shake them out. We'll take happy baby next. So reaching in between the knees to grab the outside of the feet here. You can stay here neutral or begin to rock back and forth, side to side. Maybe you extend one leg out at a time, stretching one leg straight while you bring the other one in closer. Just taking some final movements, beginning to cool down the body here. Taking a moment to thank your body for all the hard work it's done today. And then we'll take the knees into the chest, hugging them in close. Maybe taking the nose towards the knees. Taking a big inhale as you give yourself a big hug here. And on your exhale, release everything. Come into Savasana. Laying all the way out on the mat. Legs extended, hands extended alongside beside you. Taking a deep breath here. Maybe closing the eyes. Here in Savasana, you can stay here for as long as you have time to. Otherwise, we'll roll over onto the side and begin to press up slowly into a seated position. If you're in a seated position, inhale, sweep both arms up to the sky. And exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me for your yoga flow practice today. Once again, my name is Kaileigh. I really appreciate you practicing with me today. Thank you. Namaste.